the top 10 richest families alive. It's not just the big billionaire individuals who stand out amongst the richest. Sometimes wealth runs in the family for several generations, and lots of it. On that note, here are the top 10 richest families alive and active today. At number 10, the Albrecht family. One of Germany's wealthiest, the Albrecht family ranks at number 10 with a combined wealth of an estimated $41 billion. The massive wealth is expected when one takes a look at what the Albrecht family owns and what they have accomplished over the years. However, what does set them apart from most of the other families you will see later on in this video is the fact that they are relatively new to the arena of amassing great wealth. The story of the Albrecht family starts after the end of World War II when Theo and Karl Albrecht took over their parents' grocery store. They named the store Aldi and decided to expand rather than settle for a single grocery store. Aldi soon became a chain of discount grocery stores and supermarkets. In the 1960s, the brothers divided the Aldi chain into Aldi Nord and Aldi Swede, which currently have more than 10,000 locations combined. The Albrecht family also owns the popular Trader Joe's chain, which they purchased in 1979. The Albrecht family continues to flourish with its third generation of billionaires. Next up, at number 9, the Beringer and von Bombach family. This entry into the top 10 richest families has another German family in focus, with a slight twist. Boehringer Ingelheim is a popular pharmaceutical company that was established back in 1885 by Albert Boehringer. The drug manufacturer is still one of the leading companies in its market, with the family's current net worth estimated at a whopping $45.7 billion. However, the Boehringer name isn't theirs alone. The family now shares its identity with the von Bombach family, which is associated with the Boehringers by marriage. The story of this massive wealth begins with the purchase of a tartar factory by Albert Boehringer in 1885. The business quickly grew and changed hands when Albert passed away in 1939. The von Bombachs entered into the story in 1992 when Erich von Bombach, the son-in-law of Albert Boehringer Jr., was handed the leading position in the shareholders committee. The 135-year-old company continues to operate and develop products used throughout the world. At number 8, the Johnson family. The Johnson family story is a pure case of a family building and maintaining their wealth across generations. Like the Albrecht brothers, Edward C. Johnson II established Fidelity Investments in 1946, with Boston as his base. What flourished from there was an empire that has seen the Johnson family's valuation sit at $46.3 billion. That's a lot of growth for a mutual fund investment firm, especially given all of the economic troubles and changes that have come since then. Fidelity has been in the news and in recent years due to the pressure that has come on investment companies of its size. With all kinds of different investment opportunities that offer greater control to investors, the closely held style of Fidelity is not as popular as it once was. However, the Johnson family has still maintained nearly complete control. Fidelity Investments is currently being run by Abigail Johnson, the granddaughter of Edward. It's a true case of wealth remaining in the family. We're moving to a popular brand for the next entry, with Wertheimer family at number 7. You'll be surprised to hear that the Wertheimer family is not actually German. The family is based in Paris, to be clear. However, what will make their position on this list assured is the fact that they are the owners of Chanel. Yes, the popular luxury brand. The story of the Wertheimer family's immense fortune takes off in 1924 when Pierre Wertheimer invested in Coco Chanel's budding fashion house. What followed was success after success, with the very secretive and esteemed fashion house being valued at $12 billion in 2019. Along with Chanel, the Wertheimer family also owns vineyards and expensive racehorses. The Wertheimers' family immense wealth is currently valued at $54.4 billion. Isn't it kind of crazy just how much money you can have from a single smart investment that your grandfather made? At number 6, the Hermes family. We are staying in France for this entry, with the focus being on the immensely rich Hermes family. Hermes is a giant in the fashion industry, with the family owning several luxury brands and outlets. But it's not just their incredible reach that makes Hermes a defining entry on this list, but also the history of the company. Hermes is the oldest company we have taken a look at until now, with its inception taking place all the way back in 1837 when Terry Hermes started out making riding gear. The company showed modest growth for the next century or so, but all that changed in the 1950s when the son-in-law of Terry's grandsons diversified operations. They expanded into different areas, with Hermes becoming a conglomerate more than just a family. The result of this growth was a global expansion that came about in 1978 when Jean-Louis Dumas, the fifth-generation key figure of Hermes, established a massive network of global stores. Due to his work, Hermes now enjoys a unique and unparalleled reputation throughout the world and a net worth of $63.9 billion. The list up until now has been fairly Western, so you might not expect who we have next. Without any breaks, at number 5, the Ambani family. The groundwork for India's biggest and richest conglomerate, Reliance Industries, was laid down in 1957 when Dhirubhai Ambani came back to India from Yemen and sets up industrial units. What followed was more than 4 decades of massive growth that saw the Ambani family become India's leading industrialists. Dhirubhai passed away in 2002, after which the conglomerate was divided between his 2 sons, with Mukesh Ambani taking over the company formally the same year. The growth didn't stop there. Reliance Industries currently boasts ownership of the largest oil refinery in the world. More than that, their businesses have diversified to include everything from pharmaceuticals to mobile networks. The personal wealth of the Ambanis has grown as well, which is something they like to show off as well. Weddings in the Ambani family showcase concerts from artists such as Beyoncé, and Mukesh currently lives in the world's most expensive residential complex. On a whole, the Ambanis are valued at a whopping $81.3 billion. If that seems unbelievable, wait for what comes next. At number 4, the Al Saud family. This particular entry may seem like cheating because the Al Saud family technically owns an entire country. But since we are talking about the world's richest families, Al Saud takes 4th place with an estimated $95 billion on the lower side. This particular figure is an estimate based on the payments received by the family's immediate members from Saudi Arabia's state treasury. If extended members of the family were to be included, the figure would swell to something much greater. The oil-rich lands of Arabia form the basis of the monarch's family fortune, with Mohammed bin Salman, the current head of the Al Saud family, believed to be in personal command of assets amounting to $1 billion. If there is a testament to how rich the Al Saud family really is, it can be summed up by Aramco's current valuation as the world's most profitable company. There's no real figure that can be attached to the Al Saud family if you count all of the royals, but there's no doubt that their wealth is massive. Next, at number 3, the Koch family. The Koch family is another 3rd-generation entry to this list, with a wealth estimated to be in the ballpark of $109.7 billion. The Koch family, or Koch Industries as they are known now, began their good fortune in 1940 when Fred Koch established the Wood River Oil and Refining Corporation in Wichita, Kansas, along with some business partners. The family's wealth grew as Fred's sons joined him, and the oil business boomed. While the success continued for 4 decades, some family trouble in the 1980s meant that 2 of Fred Koch's sons left the family business. Charles and David Koch remained, and they rebranded the company into Koch Industries, a firm that reports a revenue of $115 billion. While David has passed away, Charles still plays a key part in managing Koch Industries, and also the massive wealth that the family has occurred over the years. Ranking above the Koch family, at number 2, the Mars family. This entry might be a bit surprising, But the Mars family are the people behind the popular Mars bars and several other chocolates and candies that people love throughout the world. Owning everything from M&M's, Milky Way, and of course Mars, the Mars stories begins in 1883 with polio-stricken Frank Mars. The chocolate-making family's growth since then has been astounding, and they currently boast $120 billion in combined wealth, with 5 generations having operated out of McLean, Virginia. Finally, at number 1, the Walton family. The Walton's family story begins at the end of World War II as well, when Sam Walton bought his first location. The company he established then has grown and developed into what we call Walmart these days, the leading retail firm in America and the world. With 11,000 locations around the globe, the Walton family hasn't suffered from success either, commanding a wealth of $120 billion and topping our list. Thank you for watching this video on the 10 richest families alive. Do leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel for more fun and informative content. Stay tuned for the next video.